Wow.
Currently, we are 100% aligned.
Yep.
Okay. This one, let's see.
Difference.
Okay.
Wait.
Avoid.
Yes. Finally.
Welcome to another episode of Singapore's Real Estate Explained, where we try our best to break down all the real estate investment insights into bite-sized pieces while providing you with objective real estate analysis, right? So today we have none other than our Director of Investments once again, Christian O, who'll be sharing with us a new launch that is coming up again. So this new launch review series have gotten quite a lot of positive reviews, and we thank all you viewers for giving us, texting us privately, telegramming us, Instagramming us, WhatsApping us, and even asking for private consultations. And we really appreciate that. And if you have yet to jump on the JNA fam, the community, please remember to scan the QR code that's going to appear right now. This is our Telegram community. And there are some people who are asking me, hey, why should I join this Telegram community? Because I already subscribe to your YouTube or your podcast, right? Okay, the thing here is that the Telegram community has the exclusive updates for good lobangs, whether is it undervalued deals that just pop up in the market, whether is it new homes that are for sale by J&A, and some of them are really aesthetically pleasing homes, or even discount codes. Fun fact, there's even one furniture company, one of the top furniture companies in Singapore, that is offering up to 40% discount to J&A real estate members and family members, right? Whether you are part of the client base or whether you are just someone who's a subscriber, that's all you need. Just press the subscribe button right there, as you can see, okay? And we have that central number that is going to that we just came up with is right here. This is a central number that is created because both Chris and I, our phones are really flooded and we don't want to miss any of your messages. And that's the reason why this central number allows our executive assistant, our client care manager, to come into touch base with you immediately when you have an inquiry, so that she can schedule the appointment for us, right? So before we talk about this very interesting new development, right? This is something very funny that people have been telling us about videos.
Yes, what about it?
They say that the first episode we talked about how we wanted to do one video in 2 weeks.
Yes.
But now in 3 weeks, we have done, I think, close to 25 actually. 25 videos.
25 videos.
And they haven't been launched yet. You see, this is me and Chris, right? The moment we are full throttle all in, we go deeply all in. And there are just few people that we just got to thank, right? We have our investment team that we really got to thank, because our investment team are the people who are behind the analysis of these developments. Before we review them, the editorial team that's tirelessly writing all the editorial, the slide creation, the marketing team, the logo branding team, the news dash team, Lucas, right? And we are onboarding more and more sales force individuals to help us with this as well. And there was also another interesting comment that came out.
What is it?
Which was, people realized that on our podcast and our videos, there are some NG parts and some bloopers that were not edited or cut out, right? We just want to let you know this, right? As we promised you, it was raw, it was unedited, but of course we should cut out some of the bloopers, right? But you must understand this, right? There are hours and hours of footage that the marketing team has to watch. Sometimes, it's like maybe we have 25 videos, each video lasts about 30 minutes. That's 12 and a half hours of non-stop watching.
Can be 1 hour.
Sometimes even an hour, right? And let us know if you see any blooper scene that should not be there. And we are more than happy to cut it out, okay? So I hope that it just brings out a more lighthearted version of Singapore's investments, okay? So today, we have none other than one of the most blockbuster launches in pricing.
Okay, in the CBD.
Estimated 3,500 to a 4,000 PSF kind of range. That is insane. I would believe it was one of the most expensive new developments in the market till date.
Except for Orchard.
Orchard, yes. Orchard then was like crazy, right? And even more expensive than Wallet Residences. Tell me more about this place. Where are we at?
All right. So this place is none other than Newport Residences at 2 Anson Road at Tanjong Pagar. It's one of the blockbuster because it's the few freehold developments. We did a 99-year land plot. So that's why it's getting...
We did a 99-year enclave.
Enclave, correct. And so basically it itself is 11.5 plot ratio. It's under a CBD incentive scheme, which I'll share a bit more how it works later. TOP is 2030 March. In fact, in terms of blocks, it's 45 story. So
long
it's
time.
A long time.
A tall residential building that I'm saying, in the end, you're going to realize that it's actually kind of a mixed development with service apartments below, below, going to be some offices below as well, and then also you have shops as well. And in District 1 and 2, it's not common to have freehold development, right?
Yep,
so
right.
I think that's the reason why CDL, someone who's a front runner in the real estate business, knows how to price a unit at a very attractive pricing. I believe that there will be a lot of foreigners who will be snapping up these units. At the end of today's session, we're going to talk about whether we should buy, wait, or avoid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excited. Because at the end of the day, what happened for here is Newport Residences. It was original office.
Yep.
And typically what happened is it was reconstructed to extend the office into a mixed development.
Due to the CBD incentive scheme, right? We'll talk about it later on and what is coming. How is the government doing vertical expansion? We cannot do horizontal expansion, not like humans. Humans like myself, we can do a lot of horizontal expansion by eating more and not exercising. Yep. This is a bad life choices. But in Singapore, the land is just like that. It's limited. So now there's a lot of vertical living. You have vertical farming. Recently, we just met a startup that's doing vertical farming. And now we're talking about vertical work-life integration, vertical living. There is no balance. I tell you, balance is a fallacy. I tell you why. Because if you are working downstairs and you are living upstairs, what balance is that? There's no balance. You go down, you work. After you go up, you also work again. It just brings you closer to the proximity of your workplace. Okay, so let's talk about the developer background as well. If you are new to this channel, welcome. And if you don't know how we usually do new launch reviews, it's very lighthearted. We give our objective opinion. We don't analyze too much beforehand because that gives us that, more of a, how to say, speaking with a little bit more of a preparation. We don't like that because we like to tap on our investment acumen to analyze. It's always broken down into two parts. The first part is always the generic macro information of the entire development. Then later on, it's going to go on to the second part where we do that comparative resale analysis as well. Yeah. Yes. So let's talk a little bit more about the developer background. I'm seeing some amazing launches, right? Firstly, we have Tembusu Grand. Yeah.
Which is at Marine Parade area. That's recently launched.
District 15.
Blockbuster launch.
Yep.
Currently, I say close to 60% sold. Okay, and typically Ken Hill Pier, I think that was almost close to 99% sold.
Yep.
Okay, launching at 3,000 per square feet on average.
Yep.
At,
District 6.
District 6, Clarke Quay area. The last one is with Symphony Suites. It's quite interesting. It go a range of from RCR, OCR, even CCR.
Yeah.
Symphony Suites is OCR at Yishun area.
You know what's the amazing thing about CDL? CDL knows how to package average, I would say slightly above average kind of development into like a branded and luxe development.
Yes, indeed.
And I think CDL workmanship is amazing. It's great. Pricing wise, we will discuss it later on, right? Because whenever there is going to be very nice developments, aesthetically pleasing developments, great materials, what I'm saying is margins, right? Developers are playing with the margins to increase the pricing of sale as well, right? So later on, we will talk a little bit more about what is our estimated price for Newport Residences eventually upon completion. 2030 is an important year. Do you know why?
Race out the waterfront?
There may be one, but there was a particular article that was written back in July 2017, stated by Goldman Sachs that Singapore property prices are bound to double in 2030. And looking at the estimated per square foot launch of 3,005 to 3,007, by TOP, it's going to be close to 4,000 plus. RCR launches, CCR launches, 4 years back, 5 years back, you're seeing it close to borderline of 2000 to 2002, 2003, right? That may be true. Prices may double.
Yeah, try. In fact, they say the average PSM in Singapore will be 2,009 per square feet across resale and new launch. So yeah, looking at the trajectory, 7 years is very, very doable.
Absolutely. And 7 years later, it will be the year where, we have to pull our kids' ears because there's a possibility that we will have a
soccer team. 11 kids.
We are close to 35 then already.
Yeah, Jervis plan to have twins. 3 times in a row. Triplets.
Octuplets if God blesses us. Okay, let's go on to the URA CBD incentive scheme. Tell us more a bit about this.
Okay, so this URA CBD incentive scheme is quite interesting. Is that the government allow you to build more than what is allowed in the master plan. So master plan is this thing called plot ratio, which caps the maximum built up you can do for development when it comes to redevelopment. But for CBD incentive scheme, they allow developments that was like usually in the office or residential with commercial and first story to increase the maximum allowable intensification.
To convert it into a mixed-use development by increasing increasing the plot ratio to about 25 to 30%, so as to just attach the residential component in CBD.
Correct.
Right. I think this is part of the urban planning. This is part of city living. Right. It's not, I don't think it's that the government wants to encourage city living. I think it's just that Singapore has not enough places to stay.
Right.
So nowadays, office buildings have to be amalgamated into a full residential come commercial or residential come a mixed development, right?
Correct.
And that's the reason why you see like places like Warwick Residences, you kind of see a hotel below, and then you also have plenty of shops below.
Yeah, then the residential at the top.
Even my friend over here bought Marina One Residences, right? And I did have the idea of staying in the city, right? You don't like to stay in the city, right?
Sure, I do.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay,
fun fact, during the 2 weeks when I got my keys, I stayed there. It's a very chill place.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's very quiet. I love it during the weekends because it's quiet.
Yeah.
There's no bustling, hustling.
Weekends is like totally like kind of quiet, right?
Yeah. And I mean, it's still quite convenient because you go down, there's still cold storage downstairs. There's some shops that open.
Yeah.
And then Eateries walk near the Marina Bay Sands. So that was a very nice 2 weeks where I stayed.
Like staycation at Marina Bay.
Oh yes, like Marina Bay Sands.
You know, I was talking to Penny about the possibility of city living.
Yep.
You know me, I love the city, right? Okay. And I asked her, and she said, can you imagine you walk down in your home clothes, and then like everybody's in their corporate attire, and then you feel so out of place. I said,
man.
That's how we shifted to District 15.
There's a story behind.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the connectivity of Newport Residences. What I'm seeing here is that there are 4 MRT stations that are all around you in Newport Residences. The nearest being Prince Edward MRT station, upcoming. 5 minutes sheltered walkway. You have Tanjong Pagar MRT, you have Shenton Way MRT, and you also have the 11 minutes walk to Cantonment MRT station. It's quite a nice living environment. You have 100 AM there. That is a nice place for you to, there's some food there, here and there. Pinnacle at Duxton is near the area. The row of shop houses there are amazing as well. Yeah. There are great food. There's a Michelin star omakase restaurant there as well.
Yes, indeed.
And there was a place that we ate before at Luca. Luca, the place where we had like steak and the squid pasta.
Oh, yes.
It's also near the area. I used to cut my hair at Sultans of Shave there. It's nice.
Oh yeah, in fact, my wedding planning is also there.
So the area is actually very, wow, there's a mixture of heritage. You also have like a city living. You also have like, it's the CBD crowd. Nice. Actually, quite a nice place.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So, in terms of primary schools nearby, not the most, right? You have Cantonment Primary School, not the Cantonment police station. So, Cantonment police station is very well known amongst like the naughty kids last time.
Very central location.
Haven't been there before yourself? You've been there before?
In my
Not
dreams.
yet, in your dreams. Okay. Yeah. So within 1 km, we have Cantonment Primary School, and then you also have CHIJ Kellock. That's about 1 to 2 km radius. I think the main selling point is really not the schools nearby. But let's talk about the shopping and eateries as well, right?
Alright, so shopping eateries, we have Amara Shopping Centre, Icon Village, Tanjong Pagar Plaza. So it mix of the old and the new. It was a 100 AM, a very new mall.
Yeah.
A lot of, I used to go there for fitness activities.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just one tryout. Yeah,
is that a BFT or what is it? Like body fit or what?
Not very BFT. It's some fitness first, if you're not wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, a gym.
Long time ago.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Just to try out the central location. And it's quite interesting because they also have affordable food at Tanjong Pagar Plaza Market.
Yeah.
The yutang there is not bad.
Oh, see.
I love the yutang, yeah.
Okay.
And basically Amoy Street Food Centre.
I love Amoy Street also.
Yes.
And the only problem with Amoy Street is that during the weekdays it's very hard to get parking. Yeah. And then of course you have the shopping eateries at Newport Plaza as well.
In fact, under construction, which is Newport Residences.
That's right. So what's so great about this place is what Chris mentioned. There's a good mix of affordable food options nearby, right? There's some places there aren't, I'm just thinking like even where I'm going to at Mayor, it's very hard to find like really affordable food options if I walk, if I drive. If I walk, right? If I drive, then maybe 10-15 minutes drive away, right? So not too bad, right? Living in the CBD, right? So let's talk about the tower perspective a little. What I'm seeing here is, Chris, back to you.
Okay, so there are different levels. From the bottom level is mainly the commercial side, where you look at more of the retail shops, etc. Then as you go up to the 10th floor, to the 22nd floor, these are known as service apartments, which is something like the hotel, but it's mainly just for rental. You cannot, the developer won't be selling them. Yeah, so it's very nicely done up because it has a very nice stack towards heaven. 7 steps to heaven. And typically after that, from the 22nd floor all the way to the top floor, that's when you have the residential apartment, which is 200 plus units are over there. And these are things that I think is very well integrated into this entire tower.
Very similar concept to Warwick Residences that I'm seeing over here, right? Looks quite interesting. From what I'm seeing over here, it looks more like a antenna tower, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So,
it looks like, it could like thumbs up.
Yeah, it looks like a thumbs up. Looks like a thumbs up sign. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's take a look a bit more about the elevation as well as the unit mix. As you can see, it's sandwiched amongst 4 main roads, right? We have the Burnham Road all the way to the north, Burnham Street, and all the way to the south, you have the Keppel Road, right? So it's very rare for us to see actually site plans, right, where there are names called super penthouses.
Yes.
You see, we don't hear that often. Super penthouse means superb views.
Yep.
High floors, great floors. We are seeing it's on the 45th floor.
Trophy asset.
Wow, this is going to be a huge penthouse. I'm seeing that it takes up almost the entire floor plate.
Yeah, indeed.
And this is going to be a trophy asset, like what you're saying. Absolutely, right? And you know what's so interesting about this? You can take a look at the 4-bedroom premium units. They're actually facing towards the sea, but also facing towards the AYE lah. Okay, but you know one thing about Singapore is like that one. I never seen a place where you have, like, even in East Coast, right? You have the full sea view, right? You also got expressway from you, right? Singapore is just so connected, right? And there are plenty of unit mix, right? We have 1 bedroom, 1 plus study, all the way up to a 4-bedroom premium, and then you have the super penthouse, which is an entire floor plate. Okay, so at first glance, Chris, what do you feel about this entire elevation and unit mix?
Well, I think it's very nicely mixed up. I mean, the 2-beders, if you take a look, right, it's very nicely planned out. Some are facing towards inwards, towards the city. Some is facing to the AYE Expressway. So it's the sea, or rather the sea, if you want to put it in a nice way. And they plan it quite nicely because you can take a look. The floor units start from 23rd story and above. So maybe they may be assuming that, you know, like, although facing AYE, they will miss out some of the noises, for especially those that are the higher from 35th floor onwards. Okay, and typically the entire layout by itself, if you look carefully, the 3-bedroom, okay, premium, a lot of them are facing towards the inwards for stacks 08 and 10. Only 03 is at an angle towards the AYE, which is something that I think it was nicely thought up to make a unit mix for people who are wanting to buy this kind of unit type. Because freehold units, I believe, most of them were buying for own stay, for example. They are looking at bigger bedrooms and not much of an investment flip. So long term, also the unit mix is geared towards a very nicely a mix of bigger bedrooms and the smaller bedrooms.
I think what the developer is doing is that they're playing a lot with the views. They are utilizing, the high floors, having great facing, playing with the views a little bit more, charging a higher per square foot. Not only that, it's quite interesting to realize that, even in 01, right, stack 01, right, you're seeing a very interesting layout for the 4-bedroom premium, right? Not too sure about wasted spaces, to be honest with you, but I think this is something that's unique and interesting in Singapore as well. Yeah, so great. Imagine staying in a place, great views, you have the sea. Don't think about the AYE for now. You have city views. You have super high floors. Affordable for options nearby. But you're paying at 3,500 to 3,700 per square foot. So, of course, this series, Singapore's Real Estate Explained, is powered by the investments team, right? So we're very specific and we're going to be very analytical about the numbers rather than just how the unit, the development looks like as well. Okay, let's head on, Chris, to take a look a bit more about the floor plans, okay? So, tell me more. 1 bed plus study. How do you feel about this floor plan? How's the size like?
All right. So for 1 bed, 1 plus study, it's quite, nicely sized, very squarish. In fact, it comes from the 431 square feet, which is a compact 1-bedder, which in fact, this will actually bring like a challenge to some of the other units in the 99-year land because they are bigger for the 1-bedders. So if a 1-bedder start at almost 3,000 plus per square feet, for example, 3,500 per square feet, you're going at 1.3, 1.4. So it poses a challenge to some of the 99-year, which we'll explain later on. Then you can see a 495 square feet unit, also very compact. Both the similarity, it lies within the layout type. Okay. But typically, the living room of the smaller bedroom is actually much smaller.
Actually, what we are seeing here, the difference, right, is the balcony space, right? So the balcony space is the biggest difference of the 64 square feet. Actually, I believe is there. So there are 2 options for you to choose. One is the metal canopy without the balcony, and the other one is, of course, with the balcony space, right? And then you have the 581 square feet unit with the study corner all the way to the left. We have seen such study layout at Blossoms by the Park as well. But this study area is not too bad because there are 2 seats, right? It can double as a helper room if you want to as well. So 1 bedroom and 1 plus study, usually in District 1, right? What kind of profile of buyers are buying these places?
Mainly investors, definitely.
Yeah, looking for
long-term stay.
Yep.
There's something that I think for some of them, it's short-term flip, not so much for freehold units.
Yep.
They're usually using to buy, holding for long-term, and just rent it out. That's something they're looking at.
Yeah. So I believe what we're seeing is that the one-bedders are usually for investors who are looking to buy with good yield. So there are a couple of developments there in the area, like Sky Suites at Anson. Your rental yield there is about 5% plus, right? But with the quantum of this development, 431 square feet, off the top of my head, at 3,000, assuming 3,005 per square foot, right?
Yep.
We're looking at close to $1.5 to $1.6 million. So roughly a one-bedroom rental, how much is it going to be?
One-bedroom rental is about close to a 3.3 to 3.5.
3.3 to 3.5.
Studio at Sky Suite.
Let me take my calculator and see what is the rental yield.
Yeah. Rental you should be close to about 3+%.
I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah. Because most Sky Suites, the studio units are going at 1+ million.
Yeah.
So it's about close to 4% over there.
Yeah.
So you pro it down for this, it's close to 3%.
And the recent months, we are seeing actually a lot of our buyers who are buying the resale in the D1 area. So to accept a place with 3,005 and 3,007 per square foot, it may be some things quite hard for us to stomach, right? Because we have very good options nearby. There's only about 2,000 plus PSF. Not only that, we have had experience selling Warwick Residences unit in the resale market as well. So we'll share with you a bit more about how we feel about like branded District 1, high PSF kind of development, right?
Correct.
And you enter Marina 1 at what PSF?
Close to 2001.
2001, and now it's 2007. So it's like, no matter how the developer market it, right? Ultimately, it's still kind of in the same place, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
in fact, this kind of unit for Warwick, it's like almost 1.5 year, 2 years. Not the easiest to move because it's a luxe property.
100%.
Especially when you buy a small size, because it was close to around 1,000 square feet unit, a compact 3-bedder within a luxe area.
Yeah.
For luxe owners, they usually want big size unit, very huge. They don't mind paying extra premium for it.
Yeah.
So if you have a 3-bedroom, especially a compact size within a very luxe area, usually people are not so keen to actually.
People may rent, but people may not want to buy.
Correct.
Yeah, because if you already fall in love with the place, you have the budget to buy a 3-bedroom there. You'll easily go up to a premium, so they can at least have a helper's room, or go for a 4-bedroom.
Indeed. But for the 1 or 2-bedder, then they are the ones that actually will move faster because of the either investors who are buying there, or some people who really love Tanjung Pagar. I mean, recently we have one client who really love Tanjung Pagar, want to stay right smack in the center.
Cannot not buy Tanjung Pagar.
Correct, because the office just nearby.
Yeah.
So these are some individuals Singaporean that are moving
just
back
a
to
unique
Singapore.
group of individuals, but I'm not seeing a lot of them, right? We are selling to, right? We have a fair share of experience selling District 1 properties, specifically in the Tanjung Pagar, Anson area. I will just share with you, it's not the easiest, right? Even owners approaching us to sell their properties there, some of them even took years before finding us as well. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, let's talk a little bit more about the floor plan for the 2-bedroom as well as the 2-bedroom premium unit layout.
Very interesting.
I'm not liking what I'm seeing in the 2-bedroom.
So the 2-bed 1 bath, okay, the one 646 square feet is still quite decent. Very squarish layout. In fact, with the toilet, and when you enter, it reminds you of Sky Street Anson's layout. When you come in, you have you have the kitchen right in front, which is quite normal for most of the Tanjung Pagar units there. For most of them, because a lot of them, they are more compact size, so they want to really make it more efficient in their layout. But then we have the other one, can call it 2-bedroom premium layout. It's a little interesting. A quadrant
looks
shape.
a little bit like the reflections at Keppel Bay kind of, but this is just, there's no pillar at the center.
Yes.
Wasted spaces.
With the aircon latch. Very nice.
Yeah. And the thing about what is this shape called? Like maybe a bit of a trapezium, come like a quarter of a circle, a quadrant. Yeah, it kind of looks nice from the outside.
Yeah.
But I always tell my owners this, you're not buying the place because of the outside, you're buying it because of the livability of the inside. And with this kind of edges, you can do a bedside table that looks like a quadrant to fit nicely into the corner.
That's how you want to sell the place.
So you definitely need a very strong ID to actually design the entire place as well, right?
Yes, indeed.
And I can share with you one thing. Whenever there are units with not that nice of a, not that regular of a layout, whether is it Dilidan, whether is it Reflections at Keppel Bay, with sometimes Sky Habitat, whether is it Interlace, some of the units, Not easy to sell.
Yeah, not the easiest. We have to think out the box to how to repackage it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So in terms of this two, of course, I'll prefer the 646 square feet. Very
100%.
regular layout.
Yep.
Size is smaller. In fact, the difference in size lies in the bedrooms and also in the extra curved area you have over here.
Slightly
and
bigger
the aircon
balcony as
latch,
well.
which
And the AC
the added
latch.
circumference.
Yep.
You're paying additional, I say, 20% bigger space than a normal aircon latch for the 646 square feet.
Absolutely.
So there's some things you need to take note when it comes to buying this. Okay, but good news is your kitchen, okay, on the trade-off is slightly bigger.
Yeah.
So it's actually much more comfortable, but nonetheless, within this two, of course, prefer the smaller unit.
100%.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at there are plenty of different new 2-bedroom premium layouts as well.
Okay.
So let's take a look at the 689 square feet as well as the 710 square feet unit.
Yeah. So 689 square feet is a 2-bed, 2-bath. Very, very well sized, squarish layout, which is good.
Yeah,
Typical. Once you enter, same thing, the very compact kitchen. It's very typical of Tanjong Pagar, this kind of layout.
Yep.
You come in, you have the kitchen space. Open concept.
And the corners.
Correct.
Yep.
So the other one is 710 square feet.
I like this layout.
Yeah.
Looks interesting. Dumbbell. Enclosable kitchen.
Yep.
Yeah. Practical living space.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, very. Yeah.
Yeah. So in terms of this, okay, you will have much bigger living. I mean, like if you really go in, the living room is actually wider.
Yeah.
You will typically save the space in the corridor, which you use in the typical layout 689 square feet to the living area and to a bigger kitchen. And includes kitchen too. So it's quite functional space. Something that is for 2-bedroom premium may actually demand a higher exit plan as compared to just a typical kind of a compact layout for 2-bed, 2-bath.
Absolutely. So as of the 25th of April, the prices of Newport Residences aren't out yet.
Yes,
but if
correct.
assuming ceteris paribus, right, everybody is paying the same per square foot, okay? 710 square feet is definitely a way better choice than 753 square feet.
Yep. If
I was going to say that, practicality wise. But of course, if the 753 square feet, what I'm seeing is that it is most likely also going to be facing towards the sea, I believe. So,
it's always a trade-off. So the key thing is back to PSF.
If it's investments,
yeah,
it's always about entry price.
Entry price.
If it's not investments, 随缘吧，自己选吧。
Yeah, correct. Because you're always asking that extra premium, worth that extra the extra price you're paying for.
Yeah.
But of course, for this, you can actually find any of our realtors to actually have a one-to-one conversation to a more detailed analysis once the price
So what makes us strong as an investment team doesn't come from the content that we produce. Actually, it comes from the consultations that we have. Because the consultation is tailored based on your risk appetite, the profile that you have. Usually we'll do a needs analysis to understand you a little bit better. Some people just want to own a piece in District 1. And what we do is that we are just your devil's advocate to advise you what are some of the things you got to take note of, right? And we work together as a team, investments team. So you can always look for us. We are very hands-on when it comes to your investment purchase. Both me and Chris, we just cannot see ourselves pulling out from the entire sale process because that's our passion, right?
Yep.
Even though we have a great sales force that is supporting us, we are so blessed, right? But we are always there hands-on with investments because that is all concerning about how much money you make and potentially if you choose the wrong asset, in the previous videos, you may not make money as well. Okay?
Yes, indeed.
So let's take a look at the 2-bedroom premium plus study, right?
Okay. So this
wasted space again.
2-bedroom plus study, you can see this study is very cute. You can put one seater right over there.
Amazing.
I call it a cute study room.
A cute
So I'll just call it, actually it's just a 2-bedroom premium. But 818 square feet, you think about it, right? Most of the space is actually in the long corridor. And also, once again, I repeat, the cute little study over here.
Amazing.
I guess it can be a walk-in wardrobe.
It can be a working pot, huh?
Working pot,
You know now working pot now is $10,000 per working
a favorite naughty corner for kids to study there.
Correct.
But honestly, for 2-bedroom plus study, a lot of them, they use it as walk-in wardrobe, most likely. Or like a small wardrobe space.
The 926 square feet is also very interesting.
Yeah, 926 square feet.
Combination of the long corridors with odd-shaped quadrants.
The quadrants. And also, the study room is a little upsized, like McDonald's, you upsize your meal to a 2-seater. So it's another cuter study, okay? It's a better, more functional study.
I apologize for being a little abrasive in the way we speak because when it comes to investments, it's like this. When it comes to selling a home, it's very different because selling a home, we will understand why the owner actually fell in love with the place. And before packaging and selling it proper, right? But when it comes to investments, this is how we talk about investments, right? No matter where you are, branded, non-branded, whether you are in District 1 or you're in District 15 or you're in District 23, no matter where you are, it's all about the numbers. It's all about the resellability. It's about the exit strategy. It's never about how beautiful or how nice it is. That's why the reason why we are so candid and casual. We hope to make investments very accessible and also very palatable for mass market Singaporeans. With those people who are watching this video, most of us are in the middle class to slightly upper, which is similar to us, right? And we just want to make it as interesting and as make the asset more approachable.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, don't have to think this so atas. Honestly, it's not as it is.
Just be candid.
Investments is just numbers. Yeah.
Yep. So one last thing is around the kitchen area. Both are open concept, which is very interesting. So as compared to the normal 2-bedroom plus premium, honestly, I'll prefer the premium, especially the one with the
710 square feet, right?
710 square feet. That is one of the more efficient layout as compared to 926 square feet.
Similarly.
But you have extra wasted space in the corridor and the study area.
Similarly.
Alright, and a bigger balcony also. That's where the PSA goes to.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, next, let's take a look at the 3-bedroom and 3-bedroom premium. So once again, okay, for this, you may see that it's quadrant once again, but interestingly, most of the layout is still quite squarish. Okay, most of it. Okay, but nonetheless, you have a very long aircon latch, which I guess take out another...
It extends outwards of the house, you know.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm seeing a floor plan where the AC latch extends outside and then it's part of a GFA. It's not even part of a house. You can't even say that, okay, maybe you can put something.
You put some...
You have to climb out and then you have to walk. Yeah.
Okay, but you can't put water plants there.
And there's long corridor for the 1206 square feet unit.
Yes, indeed.
Even the store has a very interesting shape.
Yes, indeed. In fact, the storeroom, okay, is okay, we have a toilet and it's very tight. I guess you better fit a single size bed and that's all.
You can put a single size bed there.
I guess
you can't even put a mattress. That is like a walkway to a WC.
I guess the best is a meditation corner. Meditate before you go for your morning
walk.
Morning
walk
business.
Your business.
The devotions before you go to the washroom.
Okay, let's head on. There's too many layouts to analyze. We want to go straight into the numbers, but yeah, let's talk about 3-bed premium plus study and 4-bed premium.
Yeah, 3-bed premium plus study is a little more functional. It's one of the better function layout, squarish, no extra quadrants, and enclosed kitchen with extras. Okay, this is a much better yacht area and a washroom. The study
balconies actually.
Yeah, 2 balconies.
Yeah.
Okay, downside is 2 balconies, but it's still not too excessive. Okay, and we have a decent study which can double as a storage room if you want to.
Yeah.
Yep. So very functional. Every bedroom can actually put into a queen size bed.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. But meanwhile, let's take a look at the 4-bedroom. Wow, this is more than a quadrant. That reminds me, of there's this Asian relic with the shell. It's a
Pokemon, I think.
Yeah, Pokemon. Omasta. I think so. Or something. Yeah, so this shell looking thing, interesting. I guess it will be artists will be buying this who are into shells. Okay, but the key thing over here is this 2067 square feet. Just take note, there's actually some airspace. Okay, dotted line. That's extending out. Okay, but typically the layout is very, very interesting. You have 2 quadrants, 2 functional layout, and a pretty big
actually, to be really honest, right, when I'm looking at the 2067 square feet unit, right, there's actually not much of a wasted space. If you take a look at the functionality of the layout, when you walk in from the main door, right, to the left, this is a great place to dine. This is a good place to host, right? Then you have a big living with balcony, and this is actually facing the sea. Right? So imagine walking through, right, into the cursor. You can actually move the cursor towards the open concept kitchen, the dry kitchen where you're at, nice kitchen island where you can drink, and you still have a nice view of the sea in front, right? Then heading on to the right, this is actually where the wet kitchen is. A nice store, I believe. This is a store, right, for your helper's room. And moving to the left, right, if you see the 4 bedrooms, right, they are all in a singular corner, even though there's this very longish, like shell looking, right, metal canopy, AC latch. But if you see the bedroom, right, I think developers have already deliberately tried to make it as squarish as possible. So there is not much of a wasted space for the 4-bedroom premium. True. That's what I'm seeing. The junior master comes with an ensuite. It looks squarish as well. The area where, just a bit off of a square. Only the master bedroom is just a little bit more of the edge of the quadrant. But look at this, it's actually quite functional. Right?
Look at it, it's not so bad as like a full quadrant. There's wasted space in quadrant area. They plan it quite well. It's still quite squarish.
Absolutely.
So I guess towards large quantum buyers looking for long-term stay, this is something that's still palatable as an iconic project to look at for a freehold project within the CBD area.
Yeah. So of course, when we analyze such a development, when it comes to numbers, right, we always have to look at the freehold premium. Right. Yep. So in District 1, 2, 3, how's the freehold premium looking like? Like, how much are you supposed to be paying in terms of freehold? What's the fair market value of a freehold property compared to a 99-year leasehold property? Let's talk about it.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, why we took, in fact, 3 also, 2 and 3, because for 1 there's not many freehold.
Absolutely.
In fact, D2 also not many.
Yeah.
So the
and they're all very nearby one another.
Nearby. It's like Everton, like towards Avenue South.
It's like a bit more, just a bit more already. A bit more district, yeah.
Correct. So the freehold premium, we average out to close to on average 18.8%. We took the past 3 years of freehold premium and do a comparative. They will average out to 18.8%. Just a freehold premium. So using that same thing as what we do for our previous new launch review, we actually plot a polynomial trend line with quantity analysis to predict what's the prices in the future prices in 2027.
Not looking very positive.
Yes, indeed. In fact, you can see the 1 bedroom prices. R square is 0.83. Very interesting.
Very high correlation.
Very high correlation.
I think it's the highest correlation we've ever gotten when it comes to predicting the future value.
Correct.
At 3,669 per square foot.
Okay.
1 bedrooms are most likely known to be charging at a slightly higher per square foot.
Yes, indeed.
And if let's say if it's going at 3,738, means even at the completion of near 2030, you're going to make a loss. This is the first development that we are seeing that actually is going to be under the price that you bought for. Not inclusive by stamp duty or ABSD, right?
Yeah.
Let's head on. 2-bedroom freehold.
Okay, one thing before we move on, right? There's actually one thing about the demand and supply which we added on to this new launch review.
Yeah.
Where we look at what is the number of searches of 1-bedder condo. Yeah. Where we notice there's higher demand than supply.
Yeah.
There's something to take note.
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of millennials actually staying in CBD, D1, because they like city living and they like to be near the proximity of their workplace.
Yes,
right?
Indeed.
And it's very convenient. You know why?
Yep.
Because if you work, let's say, MBFC, you work, let's say, International Plaza, don't know wherever you work, right? The parking is super expensive. So you just want to walk over. You don't want to commute because it's super packed, right? The traffic there is packed. And we're seeing the 1-bedroom condo, not surprisingly, has very high demand, right? Even in the rental market, actually is quite fast when it comes to renting a 1-bedroom there. Let's go on to the 2-bedroom also.
Okay, 2-bedroom, you see a slight dip in terms of the average price. 3.2. Okay, perhaps one reason why this is the case is because a lot of the 2-bedrooms in the Tanjung Pagar area and also the D1 area, notice they are actually bigger in size there, because back then the developers they are not like restricted in terms of the size in terms when they bought the land earlier. So they tend to build a bedrooms that are 980 square feet, a 2-bed 2-bath, the more than 800 square feet, 900 square feet. So you don't see the 1-bedder that's so compact like the recent times. So that's why the PSF wise on average is actually lower at 3,002. So with a more compact layout, perhaps you can actually have a higher average per square feet, but this is some rough gauge with a 0.5586 R square value, which is still okay.
Yeah, it's still above 0.5. And if we go on to the 3-bedroom premium.
Okay, and before that, one thing was once again, supply demand. The demand here is also pretty high also for the 2 bedrooms compared to the supply.
And the supply is also high.
It's high. But so it's so counter, but very high and high, so net is slightly higher. Yeah, so there's some things we can take a look out for in terms of supply demand curve. Okay, next.
If you look at the 3-bedroom freehold there, we're seeing that the demand is actually moderate because the reason behind that is because usually families who have kids, they don't want to be living in the CBD anymore already because it's not near schools, right? And they want to be closer to the schools or even their parents. One, definitely not staying in the CBD. I don't remember any individuals above the age of 60 who likes to stay in CBD. And that's it, right? So that's the reason why you see very moderate demand. What we're seeing is that the average price is at 2,983 per square foot.
Yep, and this is reasonable because understandable why. Because as mentioned as now, the demand is not as high for the 3-bedroom in this region, especially for families. So
you know what is this whole?
This is
Does it ring a bell? Freehold, way above market per square foot, mixed development, central locale. Losing millions.
It's the one starting with a S.
Yeah, that's right.
SCOTT.
That's right. Yeah, stop there.
Okay, stop there. All right.
Stop there. Yeah, okay, so let's go on to the 4-bedroom freehold. So what about the polynomial trend line for the 4-bedroom freehold in D1, 2, and 3?
Alright, so for a polynomial trend line, you see the average price predicted in 2027 is 3,003 per square feet. And typically the R square value, we're looking at 0.58 because there are a few units, okay, for...
I think there's a wide spectrum because D1, 2, 3 is a little different. D1 being the core, D2 being slightly out of the core but still quite similar. D3 being like the Bukit Merah area. That's why you see a big difference, right? Some units are going at 4,000 plus per square foot because we are looking at Lux, 4-bedroom units.
Yep.
Then of course there's some that's under 2,000 because they are like D3 mass market condominiums, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe just want to give a reason why we want to analyze it this particular way. We group 1, 2, 3 together because this gives us that safety margin to play with, right? Because we don't want to just say, oh, because D1 is way more luxurious, that's why it's supposed to command a way higher PSF. We want to compare with the less comparable counterparts to have that safety in entry.
You're right. And in fact, take a look at the demand and supply. You can see the demand is actually moderate, but supply is higher than demand for the 4 bedrooms there. And this is perhaps due to the past 10 years. The number of foreigners in Singapore is less. Okay, because of the government measures that actually came in the 2010 to 2012 period for population measures. But recently, we're seeing government actually ramping up in terms of number of foreigners coming in. In fact, recently, I think we heard, News Dash or so, we have a 3,500 newly minted Singaporean, and most are from China. These are things that we see ramping up, not just in that, also in terms of bringing family offices into Singapore, setting up. So a lot of this buyers and the future demand we're seeing, they are primarily Chinese who wants big units, something that is, I think, will be a rising demand. Because as you know, most of the Chinese, when they come to Singapore, they're basically looking at the D1, D2. They love the central district area.
D910.
And also D910. So these are the few areas that of greater popularity.
That's right. So trophy assets, definitely you have that specific group of buyers that are looking to buy. One thing about selling units to Chinese nationals, right, is they love big living halls. I think because of hosting, the culture there host, right? And we have one of the best clients who host us because they're Chinese clients, right? Great food. And that's why the living hall has to be big. Dining area has to be huge as well. Okay, so part of analyzing a particular development also requires us to understand a little bit more about the reputation as well as the profitability of the developer itself in the past years in the different development. So what I'm seeing now is that we have Whistler Grand, right, back all the way in the West Coast area, 99 years, right, 716 units. Launch was at 1357 per square foot, where the break even was just 1314. It was like 3.3% above break even. Wow, you can never find this again anymore. And you can see a great jump, right, to 34.52% upon TOP, right, in terms of pricing. Just putting into perspective, $1 million property, $134,000 in terms of $340,000 in terms of profit. If you go on to the next one, Commonwealth Towers, right? Take a look, right? Break even 1414, launch price 1631, about 15.3% difference, right? And very healthy first few months transaction volume because of the reputability of the developer. Every single time when I hear people talk about CDR, positive things. And the moment CDR launches, they are diehard fans, you know. Clients who say, I only buy CDR projects, right? And we are seeing 26% returns. So just to put it for comparison basis, a $1 million property, that's 260K in terms of profits.
And one thing to take note is also, the Amber Park. Okay, let's go at Amber Park first. The launch price, the break even is only 14.4% below that of the launch price, which is actually quite nicely done up. And CDL, you can see from this track record, is they are usually quite sensitive in their pricing. They tend to not launch way above. Okay, there's something that is very reassuring for consumer when they buy as a first-hand buyer. And it's something that when it comes to making investment choices, by and the right entry price, we're able to leverage on this to make a profit.
Definitely.
Okay. And last but not least, let's take a look at some of the surrounding land deeds that's coming up. In fact, one Skyverton, break even is around 2231 per square feet. Okay, when they launch, it's actually close to around 23 to 25 actually per square feet. Okay, some of course they are with airspace, they're going at 2000 because of the additional loft area, but on average around 25 per square feet. But as you remember, people say it was expensive.
There are even some units that went under break even.
Yes, indeed.
At 2000.
But so at 25, when close to break even, subsequently see that subsequent transaction going at 29, 3,000, close to 3,000 per square feet also.
So it's just quite interesting to see that Newport Residences, the estimated break even is like 2006. And if the launch is going to be 3005 and 3007, there's like a 40% profit margin.
Yes, indeed.
So CDR, will you pull something interesting this time round at 40%?
But good news is break even is not too high. So at least we know that the launch price is something we can actually play in terms of margins.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's take a look a little bit more about the CCR future land bids in the area.
Okay. This is very important because we need to use this as a benchmark.
Yeah.
Because while developers may buy land cheaper, break-even is lower, but when they launch, they will look at the entire Singapore. They look at CCR projects.
Yeah.
So one upcoming is Walton Estate Condo.
Yeah.
Break-even is 2,678 per square feet, and typically the launch price will close around 3,2 to 3,3 per square feet based on a 20% profit margin.
Yep.
All right. Then meanwhile, we also have another one. Okay, interestingly, Institution Hill. This is a very small development.
This Hill House.
Yeah, Hill House, correct. When they
By
launched,
the Baywin developer as well.
Baywin developer, yeah. When launched, also close to around 2,627. Yeah, so it's small development. That's why they are willing to launch a cheaper price.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the CBD future developments next. And you're seeing that the estimated break even for Newport Residences is going to be about 2.6 per square foot. To give you a context as to break even margin, right? For us, one of our investment philosophies is to make sure that the pricing is not too far off the break-even price, because when that happens, when the market turns bearish, developers have the margin to play with to drop prices, especially if the TOP is going to be 2030.
Correct.
You know, so 10% is 2,860 all the way to 25% at 3,250.
Yeah.
The estimated launch price is out of the charts.
Yeah.
It's not even
Which
part of our
is,
25%.
it's only rumors. That's why we only can confirm in 2 days' time about the guide price.
And whenever you're watching this video, this is shot on the, let me check the
25th of April.
Absolutely,
Today.
the 25th of April. Yeah. So we will be confirming with the second part with the prices very soon. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is the part.
Yep.
Okay. Meanwhile, we can see future development, Marina View site. Launch price 3.1 to 3.2 on average. So this is our benchmark. This is a 99-year, which is something that I think Newport is actually looking very closely at, because if this is a 99-year and they launch at around 3.2 to 3.1 per square feet, Newport will have maybe a confidence to actually launch even higher.
Will I say that maybe CDL is pricing ahead if they're going at 3,007, knowing that the 99-year spots are already going at 3,002?
There is a high chance, That's why that's something that is, the rumors had it, maybe some developer team side. But of course, this final guide price will be out only in 2 days.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yeah. And then next one is the upcoming Maxwell condo.
Yeah.
Maxwell by itself is a recent en bloc that was done. Same thing, CBD intensive scheme, office, and then convert into a mixed development.
Yeah.
So what we see is the estimated break even is 2,005 per square feet, launching also 2023. So same thing. They are typically, it's a 99-year land plot. So 2.7 to almost 3.1 per square feet.
Yeah.
Depending on the price.
Yeah.
So these are things that we need to take note, because if we know what's the launch price, we are able to predict Newport launch price and be able to enter and know what is the right price to enter.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. And last but not least, this is one of the key highlight by Alibaba, AXA Tower. I won't think this will be the launch price. In fact, 233 per square feet break even. But it's a luxurious property. They are actually going to mimic, according to what we know, Wallet Residences, because it's by Alibaba. Lux
It's going
property.
to be the tallest building in Singapore.
Yeah, iconic.
It's like if today you are the tallest building and you know how much Wallet is charging, you're going to charge higher than this.
Yeah, higher than this. So this is just a very estimated based on what we found out. If you exclude the commercial side, if you include the commercial and add on to everything, luxury finishing, I won't be surprised another Wallet
4,000 PSF, close to
4,000.
Okay, great. So we have come to the end of our first part of our sharing. And the next part, we're going to go a little deeper into the comparative analysis. At this video, at this juncture, if you want to have that immediate response, right, or you want to have the immediate one-to-one consultation on a meetup, right, you can always contact us via the WhatsApp number that's going to be showing right now, right? And don't forget to join our Telegram group chat. The QR code will be appearing right now as well, yeah? And I just want to go and share with you a little bit more about the second part. The second part, we're going to compare the resale counterparts. You're going to be very shocked about the PSF difference. Yeah.
Yep, indeed.
And at the start of the first part of our video, if you have been following us for some time, you understand that we are always covering the macro perspective, going a little deeper in the floor plans, and then later on, we're going to share a little bit more about the resellability as well as the resale counterparts as well. So always, at the end of the video, we have to do our BWA approach.
Wow.
Currently, we are 100% aligned.
Yep.
Okay? This one, let's see.
Difference.
Okay?
Yep.
After seeing what you have seen in part 1,
Yep.
will you buy, wait, or avoid? Okay?
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Wait.
Avoid.
Yes. Finally. We had the first time.
Okay, wait for what?
Honestly, wait for the guide price. Because at the end of the day, right, the CDL, as you mentioned as previously, is much more, and the PSF wise, they are much sensitive in pricing.
Yeah.
If they launch maybe 2.9, 2.8, you never know, to 3,000, then perhaps, there is a chance we can actually take a look and compare in terms of the pricing.
If it's 2.8 PSF, I'll consider.
Yeah, that's why it's really based on what CDL you're listening. Hopefully you hear our plead.
Yeah. Personally, I said avoid because always guide price, we are not always too far from guide prices. Yep. Of course, in Continent, we heard that the guide price was supposed to be 3,000. In the end, it's like estimated launch at about 2.6, right? So, of course, if it's 3,007 and the guide price is, let's say, what we're hearing now, market news, like rumors is 3,007. If it drops to 3,003, 3,004, I will still avoid. I wouldn't buy, right? Unless, what you say, drop all the way to 2008, 2007, and the break even is under 20% or 15%, I will consider. But I may wait when the units cannot sell and I enter later on. That's something that I may wait for, right? Secondly, the resellability based on the layout. I'm not seeing the confidence, great confidence is exiting with odd-shape layout. Odd-shape layout, District 1, potential block because of the greater waterfront transformation and paying like 40-50% break even, I won't consider. Okay, great. At least we have our differing opinions. Maybe after the comparative analysis in part 2, we will have the same opinion. Not too sure about it. All right. Catch you all for the next episode. We'll see you for the next one. This is Jarvis.
This is Christian.
And thank you so much for watching this episode of Singapore's Real Estate Explained. Bye-bye.
Bye.